The old milking house caught fire around 1:30. The building, one of the oldest brick structures at famed Bayville Farms, was destroyed. Flames reached over and threatened the business office next door. Firefighters were hampered in their efforts to douse the blaze. The biggest problem with this fire was just getting the water to it. The nearest fire hydrant is all the way out at Shore Drive. Firemen had to lay nearly a mile of hose just to reach it. There were at least 2 fire hydrants on the property, but they weren't used. Apparently, they didn't work. Several families of farm workers live on the Bayville land. They watched as the fire was brought under control a little more than an hour after it began. No one was injured. The building was empty and unused, although there was electrical power in it. Investigators aren't sure just how the fire got started on the farm that is part of the original land granted under the Thorogood deed more than 200 years ago. In Virginia Beach, Howard Jaffe, The Daily News.
This is what the barns at Bayville Farms looked like before the fire. This is what they look like after it. Investigators believe there was something smoldering in this empty barn for at least 18 hours before the fire erupted. Once it did, firemen arrived too late to stop it. While they watched, though, the second barn, filled with a ton of hay, burst into flames, wind-blown heat from the first fire apparently to blame. As bad as the fire was, it could have been much worse. Although 2 barns were pretty much destroyed, this building in the middle here was saved. Inside it were the only objects of value on this part of the farm, hundreds of dollars worth of antique furniture. Bayville manager Al McKay was sorry to lose the 2 barns, but claims he can live without them.
You don't hate to see any barn building burned or anything, but as far as financial loss, it's not going to affect our operation. We've moved the cows out of here 15 years ago, and we haven't just used these barns for minor storage.
McKay says zoning laws prohibit him from rebuilding. Investigators, meanwhile, still don't know how the fire started. Accident and arson both seem to be unlikely causes at this point. In Virginia Beach, Joel Rubin, The Daily News.